So, at the current point of how racing games are, there has been probably a lot of people, including myself, that I kind of think have just been playing other racing games. And with that, you might even explore racing games that, honestly, you probably never even thought about. And one of those games for me, guys, that I literally ignored for years was Grid Legends. What's also kind of wild about this, though, is I had friends that were literally telling me for years that I'd actually enjoy Grid Legends. And dude, you should really get the game and play it, man. You like Gran Turismo, you play Forza, The Crew, Need for Speed. You would seriously like Grid Legends, man. I mean, it's made by Codemasters, right? They really do make a lot of great games, which I'll probably touch on that in a different video because, my goodness, they really do seem to know what they are actually doing. But, yeah, we got a EA over here. But either way, though, guys, it's kind of wild to me because I never really gave this game a try, and I never even really played it. And then, you know what? One day I was like, okay, man, I'm just going to grab this game. It's on sale. I've heard great things about it. People talk about this game on the internet. I'm just going to give the game a try. And what's kind of wild is I got way more sucked into this game than I honestly would have even realized. Now, the first thing I did on this game, though, is I saw it would give you two options. You could do the career and also the story. So I'm like, you know what? Let me do the story. That might get me in tune with this game a bit and kind of learn things and, you know, probably figure out how to drive or get used to the handling and all that stuff and drive different cars, but also follow along to a story type of thing. And guys, I'm gonna say I am genuinely impressed. I thought this was way better than I initially thought. I thought it was gonna be super cheesy and kind of crazy, you know, the overall design of the story. But to be real, it was actually pretty dope. I do like how it kind of gave me a Gran Turismo movie type of feeling. I kind of got that from it. But driving different cars throughout the entire thing really did get me in tune. You know, testing out different cars, starting out in the Audi, driving that crazy race car, then driving that crazy looking little Formula type of thing, and then using something like the Mustang and then jumping into a brand new 4GT, bro. It really made me go, dang, the cars in this game not only sound pretty dang great, but the handling model is way better than I could have really expected it to be. I thought it was going to be kind of terrible, but it wasn't. It was literally way better than I expected. Now, the overall design and variety of the game as well really threw me off, guys, because at first I really thought back then that this game was just a regular, like, you just had little race cars or something in it, right? That's what I thought it was, and boy was I wrong. And the crazy part is I haven't even done the DLCs yet. Playing the base game will have trucks in there, we'll have like the regular time attack cars as well. You have regular race cars, you have these slower race cars, you also have drift cars in there, you have some other like historic type of cars in there, you have the F1 cars, bro. There's a really good variety of vehicles in this game, but also a really good variety of tracks on top of it. And that was something I really wanted to look at because I had a feeling that a lot of the tracks would be different and stuff like that, or there might only be a few of them. Again, people recommended me this game. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm not going to do that. There's probably not much on there. And then I literally jump on the game and I was like, dang, my friends are right, bro. People tell me I should play this game. I really should have did it earlier. Because you might end up finding some things about this game kind of weird, right? You might look at this and go, Grid Legends, man, it's just like another track racing game. We got too many of those, and the funny part is, I think we need more of those. You know what I mean? Because now, we just have Gran Turismo, obviously Forza Motorsport is gone forever, and games like this I really feel like could have lived alongside something like Gran Turismo. Having a fun type of arcadey type of game like this is probably something that you need, having like different track setups at nighttime and then in different parts of like France and all that stuff, and then having tracks that are also in the rain. And the rain looks amazing, and the cockpit view in this game, bro, my goodness, I love the way the character shifts. I like how you're not super like right sitting on the steering wheel like how a lot of racing games are now, and you can't even change the FOV in those. You kind of just sit against the steering wheel. But in the rain and stuff like that, in third person or regular cockpit view or even hood view, all really looked amazing. I felt pretty dang immersed when I was playing through the story of this game. And I was like, all right, well, this is just the story of it. I got through it in like maybe 4.5 hours. And the crazy part is I didn't skip any cutscenes. I went through every single one. And while going through these cutscenes, guys, and driving different cars, like, for example, a crazy looking Honda race car type of thing, the first thing that popped into my head was, dang, I really should have played this game before. I honestly cannot believe I never wanted to give the game a try, because to me it was just kind of like another track racing game, which we didn't need one of those. But now I'm seeing how the current racing game market is going, no, we do indeed need more of those. Please, that would be wonderful. And I think a lot of people would look at some of that and go, nope, we do need more of them, because you have something like the Shelby GT500 race car, you have some other type of race cars, you also have something like the Lotus Evija that is insanely quick, and I did notice in the EV type events, you have like the booster things, which give you like a boost, and my goodness, they do make you pretty fast. And speaking of fast though, one thing I've always wanted to see in more of these racing games is simply down to the sense of speed, bro. And Grid Legends, for me, gives you an amazing sense of speed in basically every view. And depending on the cars, which I haven't drove many fast cars yet, they are still insanely fun to use. Now, I did talk about the story before. I know some people might say it's cheesy, but I kind of like what they tried to do with it. And I found it kind of cool how they tried something different, man. You weren't thrown into some festival racer on the track, and then you have to go to each zone doing the Horizon Festival, or going in there going, I'm the owner of this entire club. No, man, you got to follow along to the story and really listen to it. And I kind of like what they try to do. You have rivals in there. You have a really good driver. She gets in an accident, which I don't want to spoil it. But then again, most people have probably played this game already. But she, like, loses part of her leg and stuff in that accident that was in the beginning. It really is kind of insane how they can have a cool storyline of this game actually get different and go crazy the entire time you're doing it. And to be honest, I'm going to say, I think we should bring back story type of games like this, or at least have something like this story in other games, because this one really seemed to do it. And as I was saying before, with the variety of cars, guys will drive something like the aerial item looking car, cockpit view, regular third person is awesome. And the race car type of thing that you drive, I love the way this car felt. It grips, and it was just so dang fun. And the drifting, to my surprise, wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I kind of like that. The drifting was actually pretty dope once I was starting to get used to it. Then I could jump into something like a trophy truck in the snow, which was kind of wild. Now, obviously, the road isn't covered in snow, but you also had a trophy truck in the snow. And then you also can drive like an older historic type of race car, and the speed of that thing, bro, was absolutely bonkers on how fast it felt. And then right after I did something like that, we then jumped into a NASCAR race, and I was like, bro, we got NASCAR too in here. What do we not have in this game, for real? It literally had almost a piece of everything in there. And then right after that, guys, I was able to jump in, after, you know, a few cutscenes, I was able to jump into a Koenigsegg Agera, and my goodness, that car just felt. Fast cars in this game, dude, they feel so dang dope. And then you're able to jump into a big semi-truck that legit instantly brought me back to Forza Horizon 4 with that Volvo-looking thing, the Iron Knight, whatever it's called. I immediately went, dang, I wish more games had big trucks like this. But the thing about Grid Legends that really threw me off was how it wasn't just focused on regular race cars. Like, it had other dynamics in there and other things that made things super interesting and super entertaining. That really locked me into this game way harder than I expected. The fact that we got race cars, we have these super high, crazy, like, hypercar type of things. We also have, like, the Le Mans type of car that's also in there. That's at the end of the story as well. Then you can go over to, like, an electric truck, then drive a trophy truck in the rain or snow, then drive a NASCAR in the snow, and then jump into something like an older race car. It was just really cool with how it was implemented in there. And you could tell how Grid Legends didn't try to just copy everything else. I feel like they really did try to do something different, because when I look at newer games, there was nothing like this game out there, guys. And when I'm playing this now, I'm like, gosh, man, I literally ignored this game for years. And I had friends telling me that, dude, you like the game, bro. I'm telling you, the career's pretty dope in it. The handling's really good. I do love the variety of racing, dude. I bet you like the game, Block. You should give it a shot. And I'm like, no, 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 no. And I have more and more friends and people telling me that, dude, you got to try it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm finally just going to give the game a shot. And my goodness, I cannot believe how late I felt on this game. And I'm wishing I could have played it earlier, because it really was worth every bit of it, guys. If you don't have Grid Legends, or maybe you're thinking about getting the game, you're kind of on the fence, honestly, get the game and try it out, because I guarantee you're probably going to feel almost exactly like I am in some way, where you might jump in at first and go, it's okay. But the more you play the game, you see how the handling is, the graphics, and the way the game looks, you're probably going to get sucked in exactly like I did. I mean, I do love the handling model in this game. It's super entertaining. I do like how the racing line thing, I almost forgot what it was. The racing line thing is very similar to Need for Speed Shift, where you got points from it. I know that's kind of dumb, but that's what I got from it, because I played the older ones. And that also made me kind of wish that EA would do more track-focused games like this, as I feel like they could all live together, having more games similar to this. We all do know Need for Speed Shift was like it's taking over Forza. or as, oh, it's taking over Gran Turismo, but no, the game still felt different as it wasn't trying to be a full-on sim, as Grid Legends isn't either, and that's probably one of my favorite things about it, dude, because it's the overall fun factor of Grid Legends that I'm getting out of it, and that's probably a reason why I've been able to play this game for so long, guys. I think I have almost 12 hours in it already. I'm now in the career. I've done the entire story. And I'm just progressing through the career, getting different cars, and just enjoying the events and just having fun in there. And it's been an honest blast so far. And I really am mad at myself. I've actually ignored this game for a long time. I would recommend, if you guys have ignored this racing game or other games for years, just give them a try, man. I bet you're probably going to enjoy them way more than you actually expected to. And who knows, it might even become one of your favorite racing games. But one of the other things I thought about with Grid Legends is not only is this game super fun, I will say that, but in my opinion, it's also massively underrated and easily one of the most underrated racing games I have ever played. And I will touch on that in the next video.